I'm Rick, creator of Funny or You. Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're discussing how to add humor to a speech or presentation using analogy. All right, so what is an analogy? Comparing one thing to another thing, comparing the other thing to something else. You can use simile, metaphor, excuse me, sorry about that, I'm getting a little choked up. Mama said life is like a box of chocolates, right? So we're going to compare. The analogy is life and box of chocolates. And in the movie Forrest Gump, the answer is you never know what you're going to get, right? So one of the exercises I work with speakers and people who just want to be funny in everyday life is getting used to comparing one thing to another. You can come up with alternate lines. See if you can beat Forrest Gump. You know, Mama said life is like a box of chocolates. It doesn't last very long for a fat man, right? So you can start practicing right there. You know, I like my coffee like I like my women. Covered in bees. If that doesn't make any sense to you, that's fine because it's a line from an Eddie Izzard bit. All right, so here's how you do this in a speech. And when I'm coaching a speaker, coaching somebody who's doing a presentation, we always start with the foundation of their speech. I have them just give the talk, share the information, share the knowledge that you want to share with your audience. And then we use the laugh generator process to go through and we look at each line, we look at the content, and we identify opportunities where we can get a laugh. Here's an example from working with a speaker. She was talking about a trip with the family to Disneyland, and she said, naturally, standing in line at airport security was like standing in line at Disneyland. And that's as far as she took that analogy. So boom, that opportunity right there it's rich for laughs. And how do you do this? Well, this is where the work starts. So if you click off this video right now, I understand because I'm sorry, being funny does take a little bit of work. So what do we do? Piece of paper, your computer, however you want to do this. You start free associating everything about airport security, all the things. You do another list for Disneyland. Everything, let your mind freely go. Do not edit anything you say. You're going to end up with two lists, and now you're looking for how can I apply airport security is like standing in line at Disneyland. Now, one of the things that just comes to mind is the fast pass idea at Disneyland. You know, I've been one time. You know, sorry, I'm not a goofy lover. That didn't sound right. The fast pass. All right, so standing in line, airport security is like standing. You know, how much would I pay for a fast pass? You know, it's not a funny line off the top of my head, but you can take the idea from one of the lists, apply it to the other, you get a laugh. All right, so how do you practice this? Well, I shared in a video 185 blanks go to a bar, right? And then whatever profession, 185 doctors go into a bar. And now the list is everything associated with bartender, everything associated with doctors, right? And where those two ideas collide is a shot at the bar, shot at the doctor, right? So it's an opportunity to say 185 doctors go into a bar. The bartender says, we don't serve doctors here. And the doctors say, oh, come on, just give us a shot, right? It sounds maybe a little simplistic, but its beauty is in its simplicity. All right, so you're giving your speech. Maybe you don't make an analogy or a comparison naturally. Introduce it. Whatever you're talking about, ask yourself, what is this like? And come up with some things and then generate those lists. And right there, you're going to have an opportunity to get a laugh. All right, will you do the work? Will you practice? I hope so, because if you do, I know you will be a funnier you. See you on the next one.